In the last section, we got started with some of the boilerplate setup for our application. We created our app component, and then we referenced that inside of both of our index files. I then started up my simulator, and as I kind of expected, yep, we got a big error message, expected the reducer to be a function. So we created our Redux store right here, but we never actually provided it a default reducer. So remember, inside of all Redux applications, you must provide at least one default reducer. Just something so it can run and say, okay, here's my starting state for my application. So let's go ahead and create that default reducer and then wrap up all of our setup. So all of our reducers that we create for our application will be placed inside of a folder inside of the src directory. So inside the src directory, I'm going to make another new folder called reducers. And then inside of there, we'll create index.js. And then this will be where we kind of, remember, wire together all of our reducers with that combine reducers call. So at the top, we will import combine reducers from Redux. And then we will export default combine reducers. And right now we do not have a reducer, but again, it is required that we have at least one in our application. So I'm just gonna make a dummy reducer for right now, just a dummy reducer just to get the ball rolling. So I'm gonna come up with some just imaginary name for reducer. I don't know, let's call it banana. And by default, it will always return an array. I will then import that reducer back into my app file. So at the top, I will import reducers from reducers, and then we'll pass those reducers to the create store call. So now we've got one default reducer wired up to our application, and we should at least be able to get past this error message and see what else we got. Okay, very good. So now I've got that very classy hello thingamajig on the top left there. Very classy, I know. So we're going to replace that. Don't worry, we'll replace that in just a second. There's just one more piece of setup that we need to do. Of course, because we are using Firebase for authentication in this app again, we need to set up our default Firebase configuration, and we also need to make a new Firebase project over on the Firebase console. So we'll do this in two steps. The first thing we're going to do is install the Firebase JavaScript library. So at the command line inside of my project directory, we'll npm install --save Firebase. And then while that goes, I'm going to flip over to my browser. I'm going to open up my Firebase console, which I ever so helpfully just seem to have open right here. Obviously you'll want to go pop it open yourself. And I'm going to make a new project for myself. So I'm logged in, I'm at the console, I'm going to create a new project. And I think I'll call this one, you can call it employees, you can call it manager, whatever you want to call it. Let's call it just manager. And then I'll create the project. So we need to do two things right here. We need to make sure that we enable authentication for our app and make sure that we say, hey, email and password sign in is a valid way to get started here. And then the other thing we need to do is copy paste that default setup, the project linking stuff, all the code and all that kind of good stuff. So let's get started with the authentication first. On the left-hand side, we'll find the auth section. And then we'll set up our sign-in method. And again, we've gone through this before. You have to specifically say, yes, I want to enable email and password authentication inside my application. So we'll click on email password, enable it, save. Cool, that's pretty much it. And then on the top right, again, we'll hit web setup. Here's all the default information to get started with Firebase inside our application. So I'm going to just copy this big block right here. I'm not going to get the script tags. I do not want the script tags. I just want the config and the initialize app call. So I'll copy it and then flip back over to my code editor. Now in the past, we created a separate file to house our Firebase setup. Where you place this code, to a large degree, a large extent, it's really up to you. This time I'm going to do things just a little bit differently, just for the sake of doing it differently, just to show you, hey, you can do it this way too. If you want to create a separate file, that's totally fine. But this time around, I'm going to say that inside of my app's component will mount, I'm going to place all that initialization code. So I'm going to do my copy. By default, we get a var here. Of course, we want to prefer a const instead. And then I also get a lot of complaining about single quotes versus double quotes. Hey, let's just go ahead and fix that up real quick. And finally, we need to make sure that we import the Firebase library. So up at the top, I will import Firebase from Firebase. And of course, we just installed this at the command line 2 seconds ago. Looks like that's all done installing. So we should be good to go. So this time around, rather than creating a separate file to house our Firebase config, I just said, you know what, there's nothing special about Firebase here. Firebase is tightly coupled to my application. As soon as my app is about to boot up, I want to make sure that the Firebase config gets loaded up as well. So don't have to put in a separate file. You can really toss this stuff wherever you want. Just make sure that it only runs one time. Otherwise, you're going to see a error message pop up on the console complaining that you're trying to initialize 2 Firebase applications. The one thing that I want to point out to you, just to make sure we avoid any early errors here, do double check the spelling on component will mount here. A very common typo I make personally, and I actually just made it 2 seconds ago, is a capital I. I do that all the time. Just one of those things. Anyways, we're very well familiar now with the lifecycle method component will mount. So I think everything is good. Let's do a quick refresh, make sure we don't get an error message. Because we are now importing Firebase into our project, it's going to take our bundler just a little bit more time to reload in the simulator. Anytime that you import a library into React Native, it has to basically pull that thing into the bundle, and so it takes a little bit more time to refresh. Anyways, it looks like our refresh is successful here, so I think that we're all ready to go with our next application. Let's get started in the next one and start working on authentication. So I'll see you in just a second.